How's it going, y'all? It's Nico here. So we played Al Ahly exactly a week ago. Well, we became the very first MLS team to play in the Club World Cup. I'll get straight to the point though. We had a crushing finish to the game. It was a pretty close match overall. Like after the first half, it seemed like the Sounders were trying to find their way into the game, trying to find the momentum. But come the second half, I don't know about y'all, but at that point, the Sounders being in preseason form started to show a little bit. Like, it became pretty mid, but it's expected because we're not in top form. But let's also keep in mind, Al Ahly had a stacked bench. They literally threw on their number 9 and number 10 on in the second half as substitutes. I was told that they were the best players on their team, and they used them as subs. They were literally going into the game ready to play Real Madrid. They're like, all right, we'll give you guys a little rest. We'll see how it goes. Let's see if it's a close game. We'll throw you on, but I want to save you guys for Real Madrid. Like, they were going into this game with the same expectations as we did. About every 5 to 10 minutes after they made those subs, the game started yo-yoing back and forth between the Sounders and Al Ahly. Sometimes Al Ahly was deep in our final third, giggity, while at sometimes we were possessing, trying to find our way through the game, trying to find those gaps. If we learned one thing from this Club World Cup match, is that Raul needs a partner. Like, I cannot stress that enough. From what I saw, this one striker system was not working. I'll be real though, it's not my place to tell Brian Schmetzer what I think he should do with the team. Like, I know better, but this is all just my personal opinion. So assuming you're not a Sounders player or some other professional player or the Sounders coach, in that case, sup. But assuming you're not a top division professional, then you were watching the same perspective as I was. And it was obvious that Raul was not able to play at his best. Like, he simply didn't get the opportunities to show what he's got. Fast forward to the final 10 minutes, we had only made one sub. But our chef is back! But we were also starting to get gassed. So Brian put on Danny Leyva, just to put on a fresh pair of legs. A few minutes later though, we were trying to hold them off. Our defense was putting literally everything in to blocking their shots. So we gotta recognize that. Now, with 2 minutes to go, Al Ahly hits a crossbar from distance. We try to clear the ball, and I cannot stress this enough. The follow-through shot takes the worst possible kind of deflection and goes into the goal. With 2 minutes to go, mind you. It was terrible. It was heartbreaking. It was literally the worst kind of goal to go out on. Like, literally, EA sees this happen in the Club World Cup, and they go, oh, this must happen in every game, and so let's put that in our game. Yeah, it was heartbreaking to watch, and now we could have been playing Real Madrid. So after we conceded, Schmetzer decides to throw on Montero and Haber for pretty much a last-minute effort. And this is what angered a lot of the fans. People were asking why wouldn't Brian make a sub earlier in the game. Like, we were in preseason form, so you would think we'd be making more subs. That was my reaction too, mind you. On the contrary, that's exactly the point. We were in preseason form against Al Ahly, who's in the middle of their season, the best team in Egypt. So we got to consider the bigger picture. We got to understand the longer term approach that Brian had to take. People forget these games have extra time. 30 minutes of extra time. And it was 0-0 with 10 minutes to go. If we had used most of our subs before the end of regulation, we would not have had the bandwidth to compete against an in-season Al Ahly. It would not have been possible. We would have been gassed. And the Sounders competed until the very end of the game. And so I think this should be seen as a major accomplishment for ourselves. Like, I don't know. I personally don't see most other MLS teams competing that far in the Club World Cup. Not in preseason. We took a cautious approach with substitutes, so I believe, after thinking about it, that it was the right call. The only way that tactic could go wrong is if we concede a late goal, which is exactly what happened. So it completely blew in our face. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Schmetzer was playing for extra time the entire game. I think he was adjusting his approach after analyzing the game as it was going on. Like, oh, it's the 70th minute, it's still 0-0, it's going back and forth. If we can make it to extra time, because they've already used 4 of their subs in the second half, we could have a chance at possibly beating them in extra time or taking it to penalties. So, again, in my opinion, what we should have done is switch the formation after around halftime or around the time we brought JP on. Because JP, he's our playmaker, deep line playmaker. put someone like Jordan Morris, who is still on the pitch, partner him up at striker with Raul Ruidiaz, and then we could have a target man, last man kind of system. And then, of course, bring on Danny Leyva as a fresh pair of legs in the final 10 minutes. Then we would have had Montero, Haber, and maybe another defensive option to give some minutes on the pitch in extra time. And who knows? We might have won. We still might have lost. I think we got unlucky at the end. It was, again, a brutal way to go out in such a big game. So the journey starts all over again. The quest for the third star starts in just a few weeks. Easy! We win the Champions League again, and we're back in the Club World Cup. You know, it would be cool if CONCACAF would allow the defending champions to, you know, defend their title in the next competition, but that's not how it works, I guess. You know, like most other large competitions. I guess we'll just have to win another trophy. Easy! Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your comments on what you thought about our Club World Cup game. Be sure to like this video. I'll also focus on getting some more YouTube content for all of you. And don't forget to subscribe and follow us on our other platforms, you know, at House of Sounders. Until the next video. Peace.